Okay, grade 7. This is lesson 2, chapter 6, multiplication and division equations. So in lesson 1, we did add and subtract. Now we're going to do divide and multiply. Okay, so here you need to know what the meaning of coefficient is. You need to know what this property is and what this property is. You have to remember things we've learned in lesson 1, things you've learned in chapter 5, things you learned in term 1 for you to be successful in this unit. Okay, so I started by defining the coefficient. The coefficient is the number that is multiplied by the variable. 3 times x, 4 times z, 4c. These are things. So here you have 4c, so 4 is the coefficient. You have 3m, 3 is the coefficient. Okay, like that. You have negative 2q. How do I know I am multiplying? There is nothing between my number and letter. Okay, so here 3 plus m, here the coefficient is 1. But this is not a coefficient because you're adding. There should be nothing between your number and your letter. Okay, so this is not a coefficient. The coefficient here is 1 because there is no number in front of m. Okay, all right. So the number that is multiplied by the variable is called the coefficient, or the numerical factor of a multiplication expression. Okay, and I gave you examples. 3x, the coefficient is 3. Negative half x, the coefficient is negative half. 0.5z, the coefficient is 0.5. If I just write c, the coefficient is 1. The coefficient is 1. If I write negative c, the coefficient is negative 1. Okay? Now, you also need to know the operation and the inverse. Another name for inverse is opposite. The opposite of multiply is divide. The opposite of divide is multiply. In fact, write it as a star so that you don't confuse with x. All right. So the coefficient is a number. It is not a letter, it is a number. It can be positive, like here, positive. It can be negative, like here. It can be a decimal, like here. It can be a fraction, like here. Okay? So you need to know this. Okay? Remember, the coefficient is a number that is being multiplied. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about division property of equality. Remember, you have an equation. You will divide both sides by a number that is not 0. When we divide both sides of the equation by the same number, but that number that you're dividing with cannot be 0. It can be negative or positive, but not 0. Okay? In multiplication, the property of multiplication, property of equality, when we multiply each side of the equation by the same number. Remember, equality means same number. All right. Also, I have reminded you, remember integer rules because you need them in this lesson. If you do them wrongly, your answer will be wrong. Positive multiply positive, positive. Negative multiply negative, positive. Negative multiply positive, negative. Positive multiply negative, negative. A positive divide a positive, positive. A negative divide a negative, positive. A negative divide a positive, negative. A positive divide a negative, a negative. So if you read your question wrongly, you will get wrong. So let's do an example. Okay. So example A, I have 15 equals to 5x. I told you, start with the side that has the variable. The side that has the variable is this side. So since I am multiplying 5 with x, remember this is my equation. All this is my equation. Now, since I'm multiplying 5 with x, how do I know there is nothing between 5 and x? I will divide, I will do the opposite, or I will do the inverse. This will become 1, so I don't need it. 5 divided 5 is 1, I don't need it. I will remain with x. 15 divided 5 is 3. And this is my answer. And then I need to check. I will do 15 equals to 5x. I'll put my x in bracket. 15 equals to 5 bracket 3 because I said x is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 equals to 15. I am correct. Okay. All right. Let's just do another one. Negative 7y equals to negative 42. Okay. So here I did division property of equality because I divided both sides. So here is division property of equality because I divided both sides with 5. Okay, so I start on this side. I am multiplying negative 7 with y. So that means I'll do the opposite. I will divide both sides by negative 7. This will go away because negative 7 divided negative 7 is 1. 1 times y is y. A negative divided a negative is a positive. So 42 divided 7 is 6. So my answer is y equals to 6. And then I check my work. Negative 7, y in bracket equals to negative 42. Negative 7 multiply positive 6. A negative multiply a positive. A negative 7 multiply 6, 42. So, you see, this is negative 42. A negative multiply positive, negative 42. Negative 42 is equal to negative 42. This is correct. Okay. One more. Let's do C. Let's do 9m equals to negative 36. So I'll divide both sides by 9. I will box this. I will cross it because it gives me 1. 9 divided 9 is 1. M equals negative 36 divided 9 is negative 4 because a negative divided a positive is a negative. This is my answer. I do my check. 9m equals to negative 36. 9 times negative 4 equals to negative 36. 9 times negative 4 is negative 36, which is equal to negative 36. I know I am correct. So remember, you have to check. Solve and check. This is called your solution. Okay? So you have to remember that. Solution, division property of equality, and this is your equation. Let's do examples for multiply. Okay. So we'll do, I've done C, now we'll do D. Let's do y over negative 6 equals to 48. Since I am dividing, I am going to multiply. Okay? So you will multiply both sides with negative 6. Okay? This 6 and this 6 goes away. You're left with y. 48 times negative 6. You will do that. 48 times 6. 48 carry 4, 24. 24, 28. Negative 288. And this is your answer. Okay? Now, because a positive times a negative is a negative, then you do your check. Negative 288 divide negative 6 equals to 48. Because this is y, remember that, according to your question. This will give me positive 48 because a negative divide a negative is a positive. And there is my answer. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do example E. 24 equals to B over 2. I will multiply both sides by 2. This 2 and this 2 will go away. I will remain with B. Remember, you write this 2 up here together with B. Don't write it down here. Write it up here because you're multiplying. Okay? 2 times 24 is 48. Now you check your work. A positive to a positive is a positive. Check your work. Check. So you will do 24 equals to B over 2. 24 equals to 48 over 2. 24 equals to 24. So that is how you do this. Okay? Homework, you try D by writing the equation. You need to know which words here means to divide or multiply. Okay? So you do that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? Follow the examples that I have done.